Okay, this is podcast number 3. It's 31st of August 2019 and we are in Loire. It's, 7 o'clock something in the evening. It's still about 30 degrees. We've just had our dinner. It's too hot to move, it's too hot to do anything else. All our chocolate had melted. So we're just going to sit here and try to remember where we've been for these last few days. So, last time we spoke, we were still in Stella Plage.
Yeah.
Eventually we left there after 8 nights. And we drove first of all to Beauvais.
Yeah.
But we didn't like Beauvais.
It was
and we
too
didn't want to
high
stay
up.
there.
No, it was too high up. There was millions of steps, so we didn't want to stay. So we got some water.
We just filled up with water because the water was free.
Huh.
And then we left. Although we had driven right through the centre of Beauvais for some reason.
Yeah.
Or sat-nav.
Yeah.
Right through the middle.
Yeah.
Down wee tiny streets.
Sat-nav likes doing that to us.
So that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we moved on and we went to a place called Conti. Dad, tell us about Conti. What is that place like?
It was a quiet area next to an equestrian centre, and it looked a nice wee village until we ventured out, and it became quite an unattractive village. There wasn't much in it.
In what way unattractive?
The houses were quite unattractive.
Because of the red brick.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what
Yeah.
you guys didn't like. The red
We didn't
brick.
like the red brick,
But the
which
style of the houses as well.
was rebuilt after the war. You think, Mark?
I think so, after the First World War.
Yeah,
I think they just had
I
to
think they
rebuild
started.
everything. I think they just built it all in brick. It just doesn't look that nice.
No.
It's not as pretty.
It doesn't keep nice.
But the places aren't as spacious. They don't have nice gardens.
They have
No, it's quite-
chickens.
It's
Loads of
It was quite
chickens.
a cramped.
Yeah, on the
Town.
outskirts of the town, where there was a bit more space.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people had chickens.
Uh-huh.
You saw quite a lot of chickens, Mum.
Well, yeah, there
like
was
the
a lot.
chickens.
I like the chickens. Yeah, I was hoping I could bring some home, but I couldn't.
They were walking
Anyways.
about the road.
Walking about, and the Abbey would have loved them.
And what other animals did you see walking
Oh,
about?
horses. Scared of horses. Don't like horses. Unless they're in a field. They're too big, and I'm scared of them.
But the air itself was nice.
It was lovely.
And we
Yeah,
decided-
Just a
to
big
stay.
grassy area, wasn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
and it was nice.
Quite a lot of vans.
We
Yeah.
thought we would stay there. It was quite nice.
Yeah. There's a lot of bands in it.
So-
Yeah. 20 odds anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't all that many when we went in.
Yeah, but it filled up.
But it
really
filled
fast. So when did we stay? One night?
One night only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it rained.
Well, there was a shower of rain when we came back and walk, yeah. And then it rained during the
Oh,
night.
Conti was the place we put the awning out.
Exactly.
Yes, oh.
For the first time with the awning out.
And it was
Had to
lovely.
put it away in an emergency
Yeah.
because of the rain.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we nearly put it away before that because it was a bit blustery
Yeah.
and it was fluttering about a bit. But then the rain came on, it was panic. Had to get it away,
Yeah,
which we
that's
did
true.
without it
And
getting.
then the rain was off by the
wet.
time we got everything,
Yeah.
chairs in and everything. Yeah. And then another wee bit of rain came on when we come back and walk. And then there was some during the night and then that was it. That's
But the
all.
walk wasn't great. We didn't
Nah.
really enjoy the walk.
So we decided to leave in the morning.
Yeah, so we
Which we
packed
did.
up, we left with sort of vague plans, but we were heading down towards the Loire Valley.
Yep,
That was the idea.
that was it.
And I didn't check the sat-nav carefully enough, or maybe set the sat-nav carefully enough, and we went a wee bit closer to Paris than we were planning to.
Yep.
And then I took a wee wrong turning
Huh?
on the motorway
As
to
happens,
Paris.
of course, yep.
And there was 4 or 5 lanes, and I picked lane 3 instead of lane 2 or something like that.
And then, where were we? We were in Paris. We were seeing the sights of Paris. Oh my word, it was
I saw
so
the Eiffel Tower,
busy.
not close up.
No, but we
saw
did
it.
see
We saw
it.
it peeking above a building.
We saw the stadium
We
place.
saw Stade de France, And you saw a big silver ball.
I saw the silver ball, but I also saw that up in the hill. What was that?
Sacre-Cœur.
Yeah, saw
I
there.
think. I don't
Yeah.
know.
What
I
about
can
church?
check.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that in the tower in the distance.
Yeah.
But we saw,
And hundreds
we saw
and billions of
Santa right up
cars.
close
Uh-huh.
because we went through the Saint Denis, which
Yeah.
was not the best of ideas.
No. The most not very nice thing was always that camp. What's it called, that camp?
I would just call it a migrant camp.
Yeah, that was quite sad. That wasn't nice.
Quite a lot of it.
It was quite sad to look at, but it was quite frightening. I wouldn't like to have been out the van or
So
anything.
describe it to us. What did you see?
Well, it was a kind of island in the road that I saw. There was cars on one side, then there was a bit of land, and then there was our cars, and it was all tents, and there was a big gold-coloured sofa sitting, and they were all in a tents,
And they were all
and they were
packed
standing,
in
and they
one
were
area.
standing at the lights, and I was just praying that we were going to get through the lights, not get stopped, because they were right where we were. It was just
Yeah, we
scary.
got through the lights and took a right turn. There was more of them.
Yeah, it was quite
In the middle
frightening.
of the road. Not the middle of the road, the middle
That
island.
kind of island thing, yeah. That was
Yeah,
that
quite
was quite, yeah.
Well, obviously sad for these people.
Yeah.
but sad for Paris.
Yeah,
Very degrading for
it wasn't a
Paris.
good look at all. It wasn't
So
one.
we didn't go right through the centre of Paris, but we virtually skirted round, and we couldn't get back onto the motorway, so we went round Paris.
Yeah, so instead of going west of Paris as we should have, we turned into Paris a little bit from the west, went up through the north, through the northeast, onto the peripherique, all the way around the eastern and south sides of Paris, and then up for a motorway towards Bordeaux and Nantes, I think it was.
But once we went right, I mean, you went round it no bother. There was no problem.
I never knew.
There
I
was-
didn't.
there
I
was
thought
no
he was so
problem
calm
driving
about
through
it.
it,
But
yeah.
I mean, I think afterwards you were quite stressed, really.
Very bad experience.
Yeah, but
I don't really like driving in traffic,
especially a big motorhome
Yeah.
or camping car, as we call it here.
going through such a busy place.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. It wasn't.
We got through it, you found the proper lane, and we headed out, and there was no bother
And
after
then we had
that.
a couple of hours or something south towards Orleans.
Yeah, that was
Wouldn't quite
busy.
stop on routes.
Yeah,
Very hot day.
team will get out for a wee bit.
And then we
That's
went
when we
through the
stopped at-
centre of Orleans as well.
That's when we stopped at Lidl.
No,
That was after.
Oh, that after
just
all
outside
then.
of the road we stopped. Remember, in a lay
Oh
beside
yeah,
the other
yeah,
motorhome.
for retail, yeah. Then headed off again, and
Orleans was
Mrs.
busy. It was busy as well, though.
Mrs. Satnav, though,
Yeah,
she took
we
us
were
right towards
through-
Orleans.
More
Yeah.
roadworks. And it was just so hot.
Oh, it was hot.
It was a long
It
day of
was so
driving. It was
hot.
probably only, 4 hours or something
It was-
of driving, so
it
it
was-
wasn't really a lot of driving, but it just
But it
felt
was
a lot.
stressful, and it was hot.
And we
With the
started
heat.
off in country
the
roads, didn't we? Really narrow roads.
Yeah, we could hardly get out of Conti.
Yeah, for the
We were on farm roads,
Yeah.
farm tracks, basically, for a while.
But once we got through Orleans, stocked up in Lidl, and started making our way,
got a couple of
along
bottles of wine just to
Loire Valley.
side us over,
then we were
relax.
okay.
Yeah.
We thought we were just about done, but it was getting quite late. Like it was
Yeah.
quite late from my standards of
Uh-huh.
parking in these places. So it was already like after 4, maybe towards 5,
Yeah.
and we arrived at what we thought was going to be our stop for the night.
Uh-huh.
Turned out not to be because it was paying. It was going to cost us €10. So we had a quick turn around back to a wee place called Drie.
Yep. The most beautiful little picturesque village ever. Lovely air.
Which we had to drive through the sort of village centre with the mairie, the town hall, and we drove past that wee square, and it was
Oh, it was
picturesque, it was
beautiful.
gorgeous. Just 20 yards down, turned into the air, and there was a space for us. In fact,
super.
there was 4 spaces for us,
Such a relief. at
Oh, it
that
was
thing.
and it was
lovely.
super. So we parked up there, and
We had the church bells ringing all the time. It
oh
was
yes, we
lovely.
did, yeah, they weren't great.
They were super. Lovely lights in it. I love the lights.
Oh yeah, the street lights.
Yeah, lovely
Just
sunsets.
a nice,
Oh, it was
nice wee,
beautiful.
well organised, well set out wee village.
Flowers, bushes,
Beautiful.
everything was gorgeous.
So
We
did
had
we-
to go for a wee walk.
Well,
which
that was
was
a
a
journey from
nightmare.
Oh,
Ask Timo about that.
through the
What lane
village
was it,
along the
Sam?
little main bit to the right of the little square. We walked along that road.
Yeah, the main
Uh-huh.
road, really.
Big houses on either side, chickens and everything in the gardens. But every house had a wild dog, didn't it? Well, a dog.
Yeah.
And,
But they
every,
became wild.
and
when
no
Timo
one was
walked
walking
past.
except us. And as soon as we walked, they were throwing themselves against the gates. And then there was one started on the other side, and then this side, and then the whole street, wasn't
It was a
it?
nightmare walk.
Oh, it was terrible. So we had to go way up another way and away a back road and through farmland and stuff to get back because we couldn't walk back down that street. The dogs were still barking. Oh, that was awful. So we decided not to walk that way again. That was it. That was our last walk up that road. Gave in to that.
But that first night after that journey we'd had, and after not getting into the first day, and we
Yeah.
just wanted to get to our beds and have a good sleep.
Yeah.
But sadly, that wasn't happening either.
Oh no, that was, of course. We had,
These stupid bells.
no, not the bells. Not the bells. We
Bells
had,
stopped about 10.
yeah, so that was
I think the
fine.
last bells were at 10, so that was fine. We should have been asleep after that.
Yeah, but what happened was we had not we thought a full space between us and the next van that came in. We thought there's no one can get in that space, maybe a car, but no one else. But lo and behold, we saw the lights and we heard the rumble of a camping car.
Yeah.
And there
After
it was.
11 o'clock at
Yeah,
night, in the
quarter
dark.
past 11 in the dark. A camping car comes in, so I was lying in my bed thinking it's going to damage us, it can't possibly get into that space. So that was my heart racing, I couldn't be doing anything about that. And they got in and they had a small child, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 year old, who obviously had been cooped up in this all day and was then out having great fun out to the back of the vans. And
Playing on the wee swing park. beside
and
there.
everything, yeah. And the mum's out there as well, and there's all this. I think they were just glad to get parked up, but then they never looked at the other vans thinking everyone else was sleeping, so they were. And this wee thing went
to be
on
fair,
and on
I
and on
was.
and on.
I never heard the
Oh,
thing.
you didn't. You had your hearing aids out as well, though. But it went on for ages. So there was that. There was the pigeons.
Pigeons
There
in
was-
the morning from
Uh-huh.
like before 6.
Oh, heard. Well, obviously church bell started at 7. The road nearby, which looked a little sleepy road through a village, it got busy.
Yeah, it got busy.
And I got up and I thought,
Yeah,
I've
barking
not
dogs
slept.
through the night.
With the barking dogs, so obviously someone else walked along that road. It was horrendous.
Yeah.
Just got up in the morning and think, my head's fuzzy, I've travelled all day and I'm just so tired. And then we stayed there yesterday and it was too hot to do anything. Dad and I sat outside the van all day. And then we had visitors in the afternoon. We had a couple who came in. who came
Wait,
into.
before you go on to the visitors, who else was on the site
Don't know. Who else was on it? I don't know. Tell me. Who was
with,
on it?
with his grandfather?
Oh, the wee boy. Oh, a lovely wee boy. Was about 2 months, 2
Yeah.
up from us. With his grandfather, and he followed
And he
his
never
grandfather.
stopped talking.
And he followed his grandfather
Sweet wee
everywhere,
voice.
didn't he? Oh, that was just so nice. That was lovely. That was a lovely
It
wee
was him and
boy.
it was him and his grandfather, but it looked like him and his pal.
Yeah, and they talked and talked. Wee
Talked
French
about
boy.
after
Yeah.
Then we had visitors.
Yeah, we had visitors. There was a couple came in on a kind of scooter, which I thought was a motorbike. And they walked over and said something to me, I think maybe in another language, and then he said, "Oh, I didn't realise you were English." And obviously I said, "No, Scottish." And he said, "Sorry?" And I said, "No, Scottish." And his wife said, "No, you're British." And I said, "Well, Scottish, we're British, but we're Scottish." And he said, "Oh, sorry, of course you are."
We thought they'd just come over for a wee chat
But they were there for
because
about 2 hours.
over 2 hours.
So they recommended this here to us, which we're on just now. But we'd already looked at this one, hadn't we? We'd
Yeah, this
looked
was
at
always a possibility.
This
to
was a
come to after the
possibility.
last one.
Yeah, so they said, "Oh, we're on this one." And so we'll come out to this one today, and this has been a surprise.
Yeah, it's only 5 minutes up the road from the last
Yeah.
one. It's just the other side of the river.
6 kilometres or something.
But sort of almost right on the river.
Yeah.
We've not got river views, but
No.
we have got a chateau view.
Yeah. And it's been a very exciting day.
We wandered out to look at this morning.
Well, this morning what happened was the temperatures were high from first thing, and it was 30 something. So Mark decided he would walk to the supermarket. Dad and I were sitting on a bench with Timo in the shade, but the sun moved obviously, and we were then sitting in the sun, and I started to feel a wee bit funny with it, didn't I? The time Mark come back, I was thinking, oh, this is too much for me. I'm just going with this. But
because Mark was away for about an hour, just over an hour walking in that heat.
Yeah, but it was just a bit too much. But 2 glasses of water, and I had a yogurt and apple.
Yeah, because it was 33 degrees.
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. So that was all right. Once I recovered, then we went out in the afternoon, and we had a super afternoon.
After lunch.
After lunch,
and after you had a wee cup of tea.
Oh, I had tea as well, yeah. We stayed out the van because the van was just unbearable. I don't know, what did you register in it, Mark? When you come back for something, it was 30 something anyway.
30 something, yeah. I think it was about 32 inside and 33 outside.
Yeah, it was just unbearable in the van. So we sat, because in France they provide lots of benches and picnic benches, because they encourage families to picnic and be out and about and enjoy life in the outdoors. So we sat at a bench just not that far from the van, because
It was just a case of finding one in the shade. Trying to stay
in the shade.
Because there was a good breeze.
Yeah.
So it felt okay in the shade.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was quite gusty in the breeze, but it was super.
It was a warm breeze,
Cooled us down.
it still felt nice.
So Mark brought some peppermint tea over, and we had that and shortbread and drink for Timo and stuff. And then I think we went right over. Well, we came in for a wee minute or two, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then went over to, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was super. It's obviously on the camera. It was just a wonderful day.
Basically just a riverbank. It's a
There's a
riverbank area.
riverbank.
There's a wee cycle path comes through the town, or just along the side of the town, between the town and the river.
Yeah.
And along the side of the cycle path, where there's a bit of grass and a bit of space,
Yeah.
they just put up some event stuff.
And they had fire engines from all generations, old
engines, yeah.
old cars. And
There was
The
one.
cycling club had organised something. They had a stand.
yeah,
There was various things
loads
for
of stuff.
children, various foods.
Yeah.
things.
Oh, it was super day. It was just for everyone. It was very family orientated.
There was one guy
Lovely.
that set up a wee stall of selling antique
Yeah.
stuff. An old tin of Kellogg's
Yeah.
cornflakes,
Yeah,
an
it's
old
quite
Omo.
Everything was good, and then the river was
There
breathtaking.
weren't many people having a look at it right enough.
But I mean,
And next
the
to
river
him there was one guy with
super.
an accordion
Oh, really French.
playing French
Yeah.
music.
That was lovely.
A lot of the cars, old cars, ancient cars, a lot of them were French. There was old Citroens, old Peugeots, old Simca.
It was a lovely
And as Mark
afternoon.
pointed out, they all drove there.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't.
But even on the
They
river,
didn't
they had
come off
old
a
boats. They
wagon
had
or
old
anything.
boats in the river. They had really old boats.
Our river was
Oh,
fabulous.
it was out of this world. It's beautiful. Absolutely. It's a lovely spot.
So we wandered right through that area, right from one end to the other,
Keeping in the shade.
and decided to walk back, which was nice again,
Yeah.
but still very warm.
Still warm just now, it's really hot. But it's to cool down tomorrow. 10 degrees or something less tomorrow, so we'll see how
We
that
can do a
cope
bit
with
more
that.
walking then.
We'll maybe get a wee bit of walking in, a wee bit of exercise, and yeah, we've not been doing much apart from sitting about, so it's just too hot. I just couldn't cope with it. I'm not used to it, so
It's nice just to sit in and enjoy. You can't walk too far.
yeah, because in the years, I mean, we've been having our dinner outside and everything, with table and chairs out, and we've been sitting there having our dinner out and everything every night, and our lunch out and tea out.
This one's a bit public and a bit busy.
Yeah, we've not had the
Last one
tables
was nice and
out.
quiet.
But we can just go to the bench across there. I mean, there's a bench just so close, but we did have a dinner in tonight. So we may do another little walk before bed, I presume.
I think we should go out
Get
now.
a wee bit of exercise in again tonight, and I think the sun has got. We had lovely sunsets at the beach at Stella Plage.
Yeah.
That was nice. But that last night with the trees was just, oh, and the colour, it was like, the sky was red with the sun going down. It was beautiful. So I don't know about tonight.
I
But
don't
we'll
think we'll
see.
see a sunset.
We'll see anyway, so I think we might sign off now. Is that us up
That'll
to
be
date?
us.
And
Hopefully we'll not leave it quite so
Yeah.
long next time.
no, we're still in the Loire Valley, aren't we? So
Yeah.
we're travelling a
we'll
wee bit
stay
there.
More or less around this area.
Yeah.
Probably.
For our next wee
A little
while
while.
anyway. See how the weather
We'll see how we
goes.
cope with the 21, 22 degrees
Yeah.
compared to the 31.
Yeah, we might not like that. Oh, we've got a market tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we'll go to the market in the morning.
Yeah. So that's us.
Okay,
Sign
that's
off.
us.